In this video I will explain what happened in Batman Arkham Asylum. The game starts with Batmobile rushing through the streets of Gotham. Turns out Batman has captured Joker and he brings him to Arkham Asylum facility. They put Joker on a special chair and Batman decides to escort him along with Arkham security. But he can't go all the way, and as soon as he is left behind, Joker gets loose, and turns out Harley Quinn managed to access the security room, and now she controls all the doors. She opens the cells to keep Batman busy while Joker has time to escape. With full control of security gates, Joker takes over the place, and he does what he does the best: brings down chaos. First, Batman sneaks on Zsasz, who holds one of the security guys as hostage. Soon Harley Quinn tunes in, and she shows Batman that she has captured the Arkham Chief. Also, Oracle tells Batman that Joker placed bombs all over Gotham and threatens to detonate them if anyone tries to get to Arkham Island. But Batman thinks he's bluffing just to keep police out of the island. Joker tries to poison some people stuck in the decontamination room with gas. Batman helps them and finds out that Joker have left some hints there that leads straight to him. But as soon as Batman shows up, he releases a huge mutant. Batman fights the mutant bravely, but actually it's Heart Attack that kills it, and Joker admits he took the mutation a little too far on this one. Then he escapes on top of a mobile security cell to Extreme Isolation Wing and broadcasts a message to Batman, telling him that Frank Bowles, a member of the security team assigned to escort him to his cell, is actually on his side, and also he has captured Jim Gordon. Now Joker threatens that if Batman is caught following him, then Gordon will die. Using a scanner, Batman follows an alcoholic vapor trail left by Bowles' bourbon breath. As he nears the elevator to the upper level, Harley Quinn appears and blows up the elevator cable, hoping to trap Batman on the lower level. But he uses the ladder to the hallway and finds Frank Bowles dead. That means Joker figured out how Batman was tracking him and decided to end his trail. Then he discovers that Batmobile is being attacked by Harley Quinn thugs. He defeats them and follows the trail of pipe tobacco left for him by Gordon. In the medical facility, he encounters Harley and Gordon, but cannot reach them due to the security field. Batman decides to enter through the roof and uses the ventilation system to gain access to the sanatorium. Then he manages to free several doctors and staff, including Dr. Penelope Young. Dr. Young insists on securing her research note and is escorted back to the Arkham Mansion by Cash, while Batman follows Gordon kidnappers down to the morgue level. On his way, he sees people losing their minds in the operating room due to some gas being spilled, and there's a shadow of Scarecrow on the wall. Soon Batman is affected by the gas himself. He finds Gordon's dead body in an empty hallway and has an encounter with the corpses of his parents. Then he finds himself trapped on a platform with a giant Scarecrow hunting for him. Batman uses the bat signal to defeat Scarecrow and wakes up from this nightmare. Turns out Gordon was dead only in his head, and in reality it was just one of the guards. Batman realizes that Gordon is still alive and follows the trail left for him by the Joker. Harley is guarding Gordon, and Joker challenges Batman to make it undetected past 4 of his men patrolling the room. If he is spotted, Harley will execute Gordon instantly. Batman deals with the challenge and frees Gordon. Now Joker leads him to the room where Bane is hooked up to a pump that drains his venom. Turns out he is the mysterious Patient X mentioned in the PR videos about Dr. Young's Titan project, which were playing on some monitors in the upper corridor of the medical facility. Joker reverses the process and pumps the venom back into his body and releases Bane, who throws Batman through the wall. But the Dark Knight manages to survive, and during a tough duel he cuts off Bane's wires and he gets stopped by collapsing ceiling. Batman tries to speak with Gordon, but Bane breaks through the wall and grabs him again. Though Bane says he will break Batman, the Dark Knight corrects him.
No, Bane. This time I break you.
And he uses the remote-controlled Batmobile to throw Bane into the water. Before Gordon leaves, he asks Batman about Bane calling Dr. Young Bruja earlier. Batman answers that it's Spanish for witch. Dark Knight glides down to a secret Arkham-based sector of the Batcave, which was installed beneath the island's surface years ago. He explains Oracle that Bane seemed to be much stronger than he usually is. Using the computer, he learns that Young has been researching the venom drug fueling Bane and has managed to develop Titan, a similar yet more powerful drug based on Bane's venom. Now Joker wants to use it to make an army of 1,000 Banes. Now Batman heads over to Arkham Mansion to destroy Young notes before Joker gets his hands on them. While he reaches the old sewer through the Arkham caves, Oracle radios explaining that she went through Dr. Young's emails, finding that Jack White had been supplying her with funding for Titan research. Batman realizes it's actually one of Joker's old aliases, so he is the one who was giving Dr. Young money right from the beginning, and he must have planned this a long time ago. Batman finds the notes and destroys them, but it turns out Joker has kidnapped Dr. Young and intends to torture the Titan formula out of her. While trying to rescue Dr. Young, Batman gets drugged by Scarecrow again, this time being forced to relieve his parents' death and having to bottle another giant Scarecrow. After that, he finds Zsasz holding Young as hostage. Well, Batarang was basically invented to deal with such situations, so Zsasz is once again sent to school. Dr. Young reveals that Joker has a venom and her Titan formula. She points to a laboratory inside the Botanical Gardens. But when she goes over to Sharp's safe to retrieve the security codes, it turns out Joker set a trap there. The explosion kills Young and stuns Batman. Harley shows up along with Ward and Sharp. After a little chit-chat, she leaves Batman with some talks. Dark Knight gets together and chases her to the cells, finding nothing but lunatics inside. He reaches the Green Mile while Poison Ivy is held in a special cell. Ivy begs Batman to save her plants as she senses they are in pain. Batman is like, "No can do'sville, baby doll, as no one cares about your stupid plans." Also, Clayface enters the stage and tries to pose as Cash, Sharp and Gordon to make Batman release him, but is unsuccessful. Soon Batman finds the real Sharp in the security tower, but Harley has locked them inside. Harley Quinn passes Ivy's cell, where she again begs to be released. Well, Harley lets her out and Ivy is more than grateful.
That feels so much better.
Batman manages to follow Harley to a large room with an electrified floor, which she uses to kill him. But as she fails, Joker gets angry and refuses to get her out of there, crossing her name off his party list. Out of anger, Harley attacks Batman, but he manages to handle her quite easy and locks her into the cell. Harley reveals to Batman that Joker has a secret Titan production facility inside the Botanical Gardens. So that's exactly where Batman goes. He finds Joker there, but he blows up the corridor behind him, so Dark Knight has to go around. He rescues some hostages in cages, and one of them tells him that Joker is in a secret lab. Batman finds it, but Joker quickly drugs two of his thugs with Titan and runs away. And that thing turns those boys into similar mutants Batman encountered earlier. After that, he destroys the facility and begins to search for an antidote. Since the Titan venom is produced by genetically engineered plants, Batman believes Poison Ivy should help. And when he meets her, it looks like she still haven't decided what skirt she should wear for Joker's party. Batman gets her attention by breaking one of the plants and convinces her to cooperate by explaining that every plant on the Arkham Island will suffer if she won't help. So she tells Batman to go pick some rare spores which can only be found directly inside the lair of Killer Croc. As Batman tries to leave the Botanical Gardens, Joker announces that he has supplied Ivy with some of the Titan serum, which he injects into her. This causes a large whine to block the door and force Batman to use vents. Joker is so impressed by what happened to Ivy, he starts to poke her again and again like she was a pork chop. Turns out that makes her plants grow like crazy all over the island. While running around trying to find Croc's lair, Batman starts hearing a voice again. Well, guess what? Scarecrow is returning. He has a hallucination where Joker is taking him to Arkham as a prisoner, and there he shoots him dead after Scarecrow taunts him. Batman sees his own grave, and to get his mind back, he must defeat Scarecrow in another nightmare. Seeing that Batman is getting used to his fear gas, Crane injects even more toxin into him, causing Batman to see Joker tags as skeletons. Batman once again breaks free of the illusion and Scarecrow is getting scared, realizing that Batman is resistant to his poison. He escapes, planning to drop his fear toxin into the Gotham water supply. Batman pursues him directly into Croc's lair. Scarecrow threatens to drop the toxins into the river, but he stands on the edge. Croc jumps out of the water and grabs him, and Batman hits his shock collar with a batarang. Croc receives an electroshock and gets back under the water, dragging Scarecrow with him. But as Batman tries to gather the spores, he is chased by Croc but manages to keep him away by throwing more batarangs at his collar. As he is about to leave, Croc suddenly charges at him through the tunnel. Batman uses an explosive gel on part of the floor, and as Croc runs over it, he falls down. So Batman gets back to the Batcave and creates an antidote. He gets a sample, but before he can test it and create more, Ivy's vines break into the place and stop the process. Batman gets back on the surface. He tries to inject Ivy with an antidote, but she stops him and grows into one giant titan plant to fight Batman. Dark Knight manages to find a gap in her defense and stuns her using a batarang, then blows the plant with some explosive gel, making it disappear underground. Outside, Joker is starting his party with a fireworks show and invites Batman to join in at Visitor's Center. The Blackgate prisoners announce Batman as Joker's special guest and allow him to enter. Inside the center, Batman is greeted by Joker himself, though he poses as a mannequin with TV instead of his head. He tells Batman the party will start with a bang. Then a huge explosion throws Batman on the floor, and when he gets up, he enters this another room to find Joker sitting on a throne of mannequins with Scarface puppet sitting on his knee. Joker gives Batman a little warm-up with his tux, and then he reveals Gordon tied up. He takes out a gun with Titan and shoots at Gordon, but Batman dives in the way and begins to mutate, but he resists the change, and that angers Joker enough to shoot himself with the Titan gun. Meanwhile, outside, news choppers are flying all around Arkham as Joker informed everyone that he is about to kill Batman. Mutated Joker climbs up the roof and throws Batman into a cage he prepared there. Jim Gordon is also present, tied to an electric chair, and unlike all the other Titan victims, Joker has kept his mind and is still trying to pursue Batman to mutate so they can have an equal fight. But Batman actually injects himself with an antidote. Joker jumps into a high point and sends his men to attack Batman. But while he poses and shows off for the TV news choppers, Batman yanks him down with a Batclaw and he crashes through the floorboards into an electrical circuit and again starts bragging about how he is victorious. So Batman puts an explosive gel on his fist and punches him in the face, detonating the gel at the same time, and that puts Joker into sleep. Sometime later, we see Jim Gordon explaining to his daughter that GCPD has Arkham back under control and the inmates are returning to the cells. Then he offers Batman a ride, but he says he's good. Their conversation is interrupted by a radio message saying that Two-Face, aka Harvey Dent, is robbing the bank in Gotham. Well, looks like this night isn't over for Batman. And after the credits, we see a crate of Titan floating on water, and depending on what happens to be a random selection, either Bane, Scarecrow or Killer Croc grabs the crate. And that's how the game ends.